Alright, good evening. I just want to take a real quick moment and go over the Asus X99-e WS motherboard, which is by far my favorite motherboard to date. It is a beautiful thing. Say hi, puppy. So what we have here is a system we've affectionately called the ZergBerg. We here at Mercury Customers have put this into a chassis where we're doing 38 USB. You'll see some blinking orange lights as we're doing a transfer. We have 38 USB 3 connected drives all up to this one system in one giant array. But at the heart of this system is the X99-e WS. This is a beautiful board, both visibly, and the fact that it's just rock solid. So what we have here, what I needed to do was really push this thing to the extreme, not in the extent of the graphical sense, which will be what a lot of these cards are, or what a lot of the buyers of this board will be doing, but in the sense that we needed to use every single PCI-e lane. We needed to use every onboard controller for USB 3, and we needed to add some. So what we have here, obviously, is we're using all 10 of the USB 3 ports on the board. We're using both of the headers here for another USB 3 ports. Then we're using the USB 2 headers down here. And then I've got 6 StarTech cards that are giving me 4 more ports per card. So we've got 24 more USB 3 drives connected over here. These all have their own separate controllers. These all require 4 lanes each. They prefer to run in 8, but they will go all the way down to 4. And then, of course, there's an Asus video card floating up there. Little dancing lights. There's an Asus card floating up there. So I have every port jammed up. I am using USB 3 across all of them. And what should ultimately slow this thing down quite a bit isn't. This has been rock solid. We've been running this for a couple of months now. This is a media center. We were running movies and doing transfers, doing everything at the same time, and everything has just been beautiful. I should point out that I'm running the Xeon in this particular system. It'll run the V3 Xeons, which are beautiful because you get the extra PCIe lanes, although they're not necessarily required for this motherboard to function for the 4 X16 lanes, which again I think is what most of you would be buying this for, because it has secondary controllers on there to kind of figure that logic out. It does not hurt, and it does speed things up a little bit, about 25%. So go ahead and go for, if you're in the middle between buying the i7, the low-end i7, which only has the 24 lanes, I believe, or going with the Xeon, which is going to give you the all 30 lanes, while they're not necessary, or not completely required, I'll put it that way, it never hurts to have a Xeon. And the price point is not bad. In fact, it's going to be right around the same what you're going to pay for that i7, and it's clocked about the same. There really isn't a downside. You're going with the Xeon for about the same price, and when you have a Xeon, you can use ECC memory, which is what we're doing here. And anytime you can do that, it's a beautiful thing. So we have a single 16 gig stick of ECC memory. Again, it was actually, this is DDR4, obviously, one 16 gig stick of DDR4 ECC memory, which you'd think it costs a fortune, and it really doesn't. It's really not that bad. So this system is bonkers quick. I mean, I have the previous generation from July. not that we're that old, but I have the high-end system up there. There's a gaming machine sitting up in the entertainment center there, and this is quick. But more specifically, we're talking about the board. So let me not get off track real quick. This board is great. If you're considering it, buy it. It is industrial made. It's going to last you forever. And if there's one thing that you don't skip money on, it's the motherboard. You just don't want to piss around with it. If you're wanting something to work, and just buy it. If you've got the cash, just buy it. Particularly if you're trying to do all the fun, if you're trying to do the 4-way SLI, or you're trying to really take and use the max of everything you possibly can, just go ahead and buy it. You won't be disappointed. Questions, comments, concerns, yell at me. Happy holidays.